So last time I showed how I threw the berry bowls on the wheel step by step, and this time I am showing how I actually create the berry bowl with the holes and the handles. I started with the long strips of clay, so it was easy for me to just cut out the pieces and then form the handle. So I formed 2 handles and I make sure I smooth out the edges, and then on the parts that I want to attach it to the bowl, I use a needle tool to scratch the clay so it helps bond with the other piece that I'm attaching it to. I have some slip, which is basically watered down clay, and it's like very muddy, and that acts as a glue. You just firmly press it onto the bowl, and I'm using a brush here to just get rid of any extra slip that I had and any like imperfections to the clay, make it all smooth. It's time to do the other side, so I basically do literally the exact same thing. Make sure you scratch the handle and then you scratch the bowl as well so that the pieces equally just bond together. And here is what it looks like with the handles. When I made a round of berry bowls last year to sell, my handles looked a little bit different, but I think this way is a little bit more accessible. Now, to poke the holes, usually there is a specific tool in pottery that's for poking holes in clay, and I simply did not have this, and the studio did not have this, so I improvised and I used this knife tool. It virtually worked the same and it got the job done, and that's all that matters, but I would prefer to use the other tool. And this part is literally all up to you. You can put holes in whatever order you want. I did 5 in the bottom, and then in the spaces from the holes in the bottom, I did more holes in between them just so it makes it look a little bit more symmetrical and even. And I think this is 100% the most time-consuming part, because you can see when I poke the holes, there's a lot of like scraps and it's pretty messy, and there's a lot of cleaning up to do. So to clean up the bowl and the holes that I just made, I'm using a tool to just scrape the excess clay, and then I take a wet brush and I just poke through the holes and make sure that they're all smooth, because you don't want any rough patches or anything that could scratch someone. And once I do the inside, then I go and do the outside. Again, this is a very tedious and long process, especially when you're not just doing one, you're doing like 7, 8, or 9. But I'm excited to play around with the colors and glazes on these. And like I said before, these will be on my website, so make sure you check it out and stay tuned for when I post them on the website to sell.